if it's not Lamar Jackson, it's Joe Burrow is up for a contract. Justin Herbert's up for a contract. Who else? The Josh Allen already signed. I guess that would be the two big ones.
But
right?
those are big ones. Those
are huge names. Like those guys, Jalen Hurts will be up for a contract the year after that. Huge names. You are not going to get away with this if you are the NFL. You might be able to use Lamar as a scapegoat this season and say, hey, look, we're not going to give out fully guaranteed deals. But there is zero chance that you start this trend backwards because of the names that are coming up in the market this year and next year. Because Joe Burrow is not getting a cheap deal. Justin Herbert is not getting a cheap deal. Jalen Hurts is not getting a cheap deal. There is no way around this for the NFL. And even if the owners want to tag along and say, hey, look, we're going to try our hardest this season and we're going to use Lamar Jackson and that's just the way it is. Sorry, but the Cincinnati Bengals are not going to sit there. They're not the Baltimore Ravens. And we know that because the Baltimore Ravens had everything blow up in front of them the last 2 weeks. The people are calling out their GM, their training staff got fired because of how terrible that is. Everybody's hating on the Baltimore Ravens. The Cincinnati Bengals are not going to sit there and say, we're going to start some controversy with Joe Burrow, who's taken us to a Super Bowl, taken us to 2 AFC championships, has won the North every season he's been here and healthy. There's just, sorry, Joe Burrow's our guy. We're going to pay him whatever we got to pay him to make things work. Justin Herbert, maybe he's a little different. Jalen Hurts is the same thing as Joe Burrow. There's no way they're getting rid of Jalen Hurts. They're going to pay him whatever he needs to get paid. So even if the Baltimore Ravens and the owners want to try this right now, there's no long-term success in this plan, not for the owners.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like you might win this battle. You are not winning the war. This is a losing battle. You said earlier, this is a players' league, and I don't know if I completely agree with that, but it's definitely trending that way. I think it's inevitable, and I think you were spot on when you said you cannot move backwards. Like this league is only going to move forward in that direction that we're talking about. Quarterbacks are going to keep getting paid more because they generate more value. So there's no winning this. There's no positive outcome for the NFL. You can either accept it and adjust and embrace this new way that the NFL is going to work, or you can just put it off for a year.
Exactly. You got 1 year. And I think Burrow's up this season. I think Burrow's contract, Burrow will get an extension this season. Yeah. And same with Herbert at some point. I think that's at least anticipated. So you got 3 months. You have 3 months before Lamar's sitting around just like, oh, well, you see what happened there? Well, that should have been me. I should have started this. You tried very hard. It didn't work. I think the NFL owners always try to do something. You know what I mean? They are the man. They're the business. And they try very hard to make their business as profitable as it could be for themselves, because at the end of the day, it is a business. It does not work when you target the most successful people in your business. If you wanted to scapegoat Danny Dimes, it could work. If you wanted to scapegoat a guy like Kyler Murray last year, it would have worked. If you wanted to do it with Deshaun Watson, it would have worked.
It would have worked so easily with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. The fact that you picked an NFL MVP who is in his prime, who has never had a team around him and still taken his team to success every single season, whose players are calling out the GM because they're doing a bad job. It came back to it's the wrong name to try to use in this situation, and it will come back to bite them in the butt. I think Lamar still gets screwed in it, but I don't think the long term is going to turn out the way that the owners are sitting around hoping it is. I mean, for Pittsburgh Steelers fans, just like you said, though, if he doesn't play under the franchise tag this year, they're screwed. The Baltimore Ravens, you might as well hang it up and take a year off, because you're not going to compete with teams in the North. You're not going to compete with teams in the AFC. There's no way you're getting through Kansas City or Buffalo in the playoffs with Tyler Huntley as your quarterback. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, sucks to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is still the beginning of the end for them.
They made their bed, though.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like, there's no one who should feel bad for the Ravens. If I was a Ravens fan, I'd be pissed at their ownership. Like,
oh, dude, they're mad at us. The DMs that I have gotten, the emails that I've gotten, the YouTube comments, the last 24 or the last, when did we put out the it's all over for the Ravens episode on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
has
48 hours ago.
48 hours ago. The messages have been nonstop. I'm talking 1 a.m, 2 a.m. People are like, "What? I can't believe that you're saying it's all over for the Ravens." I'm like, "Well, I can't believe that you think that there's a chance." Like, I don't know what you're looking at right now saying, well, I think we're going to be just fine. I think the Ravens are going to be A-okay. They got Tyler Huntley. And in worst case scenario, Anthony Brown is the third string quarterback. And he played well at Oregon when he decided that he was going to throw the ball once in a while. So good for him. Now, the Ravens are in trouble. Just like you said, they made their bed. They got to lay in it. Whether they want this to work out or not, it's not going to work out in their favor. And if Lamar Jackson plays under the franchise tag, I do hope that he goes off for like 7,200 yards and like 60 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
And then next year he gets the biggest contract in NFL history. And I hope it's not in Baltimore so that he could say, screw you, Ravens. I'm out.